All right, going to start today with Carnie. So here's a picture for the story. Now, this is a picture of my brother Eric. He's the star of this story. I love this picture of him because it so shows his personality. He's just silly. So here he's wearing our niece's princess hat and playing with a giant lighter he decided to buy. So that's Eric. He's a different individual. So I'm going to tell you about something he did in high school. So, like his father and his father before him, so this would be our third generation of people who've been a carny. If you don't know what that is, this is someone who works typically at the fair. They set up, they build the rides, they run the games, those kind of folks. You usually see them chain smoking and listening to AC/DC. That's a carny. Eric in high school really struggled. It wasn't that he wasn't bright. He's a smart kid. He just struggled with deciding whether or not he wanted to do work. His high school offered him a really good deal where he just had to write 2 essays and take a couple of tests to pass his senior year. And this is also what my brother Eric is like. He will agree to something to your face and have absolutely no intention of doing it. I think because he just doesn't like confrontation. He's the baby of the family. So he agreed with this plan. He even shook hands with everyone there, according to my mother at the meeting. He then went home, packed his stuff, and ran away to be a carny. He had met this gal, I guess, a few weeks earlier, and I think it was her uncle who ran the carny company. Not sure. But he then ended up doing the Wisconsin down to Florida loop. I guess that's one of the main circuits, is heading down there and then hitting places on the way back up. But we didn't know that at the time. We just knew that my brother was missing. My mother called when I was in college, and she calls me at college and is just like, "I think your brother's gone." Like, she was more, like, mystical about it, as if he had just, like, apparated into thin air. I said, "Well, what makes you think he's gone?" "Well, all his stuff is gone." "Yeah, he's probably gone then." We didn't hear from Eric for a long time, and personally, it was rough on everybody, but it was really rough on me because I'm a worrier. That's part of how I show my love, and I helped raise that kid. He's the baby. He's our baby. So it was very upsetting not to know where he was. We're a tight-knit crew. So not hearing from someone for 2 years is significant. Finally, he missed my wedding. He missed the birth of a niece. He missed all this stuff. But one day, out of the blue, it was Christmas, and we're all sitting around at my brother Derek's apartment, and we hear this. So we hear him knock. So the shave and a haircut bit from Roger Rabbit, which is always Eric's knock. So Travi and I like kind of fight one another to get to the door first. We're the most aggressive of the crew. I beat Travi somehow, probably pure meanness. And there is my brother Eric. He goes, "Hey sis, what's up?" As if I just saw him yesterday. I wish I could say that I had responded in a more mature way, like hugged him or said, "Oh my God, where have you been?" Instead, I punched him. I punched him really hard. Like I said, I wish I had done better, but the truth is, I punched him in his face. He chuckled because that's our family, and he was like, "Still got a mean hook, I see." So we let him in, and after a time, after we were done going, "Where were you?" He told us a little bit about his adventures, about some of the things he had seen as a carny. Some things I can repeat and some things I should not. One of the things I can repeat is we asked Eric, and this is how I'll end this story. We asked Eric, "So what did you learn?" Because whenever he would get into scrapes or trouble as a kid, we would ask him that, and he would always have the funniest answer. And this was definitely the case for this as well. So, like, "So what did you learn being a carny?" By the way, Dad was a carny for a time, and so was Grandpa. Your generation number 3. And he kind of chuckled and went, "Well, I learned how to fight like a Puerto Rican." Like, is that racist? Is it complimentary? I don't know if you should be saying that. And he's like, "No, man. I learned a lot of Spanish. I met a lot of cool people in this job." I'm like, "That's positive." And then he added, "And I got a great knife collection." We're like, "Okay, so what did he learn?" He's got a great knife collection. Luckily, he hasn't disappeared since. Every so often we won't hear from him for a little bit, but I think he learned like how much we love him, and that's the good ending for this one. So that's my brother, the Carney.